He is the longtime voice of the Saskatoon Blades in the Western Hockey League. Les Lazaruk, welcome back to the show. Question number one. Sharky and I, we don't know the answer to this. How many years, starting tomorrow, if that starts the new season, will it be of you calling Blades hockey?
This will be year number 32.
So you don't go back to the old Saskatoon Arena then?
I do not. No, I started in September of 94. It just seems like I've been around forever. Not bad for a guy who's only 50, right?
Well, yeah, you look great. You look great for your age. Yeah, you look great.
I look even better considering I'm 66 now. There you go.
Is that the actual age,
All right.
Les? Is that the
That's
age?
the actual age, yes.
Well, congratulations. You look fantastic. Yeah.
So if you started in 94 doing Blades hockey, what team were you calling before that, before you ended up with the Blades? And did you think you'd end up staying 32 years?
I'll answer the second question first. No, I did try to go to other places, but there were complications that arose that didn't allow that to happen. And I'm very happy that I've been able to stay for this long and have that kind of longevity. The first part of the question, I wasn't doing hockey play-by-play. I was at CJOB in Winnipeg for 10 years, my hometown, 10 and a half years, and got to work under the great Bob Irving with CJOB, of course, the longtime voice of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and did a lot of different play-by-play things, even curling on the radio for OB, as well as basketball, the old 6'5" and under basketball league, the World Basketball League. I did the Winnipeg team there. I did the Winnipeg Gold Eyes the summer of 94 when they came back to be. I've done basketball. I've done baseball. I've done curling, like I said, football. I've done every sport. I like to think I'm an athletic supporter, not just a hockey guy.
All right. So here, let's ask you your Winnipeg roots question. Bombers are kind of not the Bombers that we're used to.
Oh.
But, there's still enough talent there, and Mike O'Shea, good coach, they're piecing it together. There is a chance they could miss the playoffs, and we don't often say that about the Winnipeg Blue Bombers of the past 5, 6, 7 years. Do you think that there's any chance that they don't make it into the postseason in the CFL?
Certainly there is. It all depends on the health of Zach Collaros. Chris Streveler and Mike O'Shea can say all he wants and defends Streveler all he wants. He cannot play quarterback at this level. I mean, I don't even know how he got to the NFL. Well, I do know how he got to the NFL. He's got good size and he can run, and he's very effective running the football. If you take that away from him at the CFL level, then you force him to throw, and he can't do it effectively enough to be a winning quarterback. The Bombers are in trouble as long as Collaros is out of action.
Interesting comment you make, Les. I want to take you back to the Blades, though. You don't drive the bus as well, do you? Not like the Medicine Hat
No,
guy?
I'm not Bob Ridley. I'm not Bob Ridley. That'll never happen. I don't have my Class 1 or Class A license or whatever the heck it is you have to drive that sort of a thing.
And it's also a good time for a nap. Let's not kid ourselves, right? It's a good time to have a little rest on the bus.
I've perfected being able to sleep on the bus over 32 years to the point where I'm sure I've probably kept everybody around me awake with my snoring.
Well, good for you. So, and because you've got this experience in Western Hockey League and over that period of time, give me a favorite game or facility you like, or a unique scenario that you've uncovered in your lengthy career.
Okay, my favorite place to broadcast from is the Art Hauser Center in Prince Albert because you're practically on top of the action.
That's right. Yeah,
that's where we'll be tomorrow night to start. It's a great broadcast location. Unique occurrence would have been 1996, just before the playoffs started, in Prince Albert, still called the Communiplex back then, and the lights went out. A transformer blew, and I went 45 minutes without realizing I could have sent it back to the studio and had them play music. Instead, I rambled on and ran through all of my prep and kept us on the air for 45 minutes until they finally fixed things up. And while I'm watching this, there's a guy going back and forth trying to determine which transformer needs to be fixed and does he need a ladder or not, which of course he did. And it was back and forth and back and forth and back and forth before he finally got the transformer fixed and we were able to finish the game. It was in overtime, and about a minute later the Raiders scored, and that was the end of it. So that was one unique, interesting game. And then probably the greatest game I ever called would have been in the 2013 Memorial Cup when the Blades beat the Halifax Mooseheads in the Memorial Cup. That Mooseheads team that was so terribly good with Nathan McKinnon on that squad. So those are the ones that come to mind. Although I will say that the recent playoff years that the Blades have had back in 2023 and 24, 23 coming back from 2-0 down and 3-1 down to the Regina Pats and beating Connor Bedard and the Pats in 7 games. And then the next series, reverse sweep over Red Deer, winning in 7 games. And then the next year taking Moose Jaw all the way to 7 games, with 6 of those 7 in the Eastern Conference Final going to overtime, which was absolutely bonkers.
What a great memory for those events. Fantastic. Holy smokes.
I better be good at something. So
now, 32 years riding the iron lung, that's a lot of kilometers. That's a lot of good pizza, good weather, bad weather. After a while, it can wear and tear. Do the players keep you young? Does the injection of youth and the personalities make it interesting year to year to say, yeah, let's go. I'm ready for another one. Let's fire this thing up.
Very much so. The kids are great. I mean, I haven't encountered many bad kids. I could probably count them on the fingers of both my hands. That's over 32 years. For the most part, the kids are great. They're accepting of this old creepy fart who's sitting in a seat up near the front, and they understand what my job is, and I try to give them the respect they need in order to do what they need to do. But the synergy between what I try and do and what they're doing has always worked for whatever reason, and I'm very thankful that it's been able to last this long, over, well, coming up on 2,300 games worth, I guess.
So 2,300 games, wow. Now, Blades start this year. Where are we at? Is this the team to beat in the East? Where are they going to be in the mix?
Oh, they're in the mix. Where the team to beat, maybe not. I know in their minds they believe they are, but it's going to be tough. In the East Division itself, the 3 teams that finished 2 points apart from each other last year, Prince Albert, Brandon, and Saskatoon in that order, will probably battle like that. As it stands right now, will probably battle like that down to the bitter end. But the big thing is, though, is that there's still a lot of new things thrown into the mix. The whole NCAA rule change. It's almost impossible to know for sure. Like, you used to be able to say, okay, teams are losing these players and they're getting these ones coming up, and these guys should be making a step up. This year, though, you've got the influx of Americans and junior A players coming into teams who are older players in some instances, joining squads, and you have no idea just how good they are and how they will adapt to the Western Hockey League. Plus, you've lost players in some instances who have gone on to play U.S. college. And of course, a team like Victoria, who lost 6 guys that were eligible to play this year, they're gone. But they do have some kids coming in that are Americans and junior A players. So maybe they'll be able to, fix those gaps being left. Medicine Hat, they lose Gavin McKenna, Caden Lindstrom, and Ryder Ritchie. And yet, I think they're still going to be as good as they were last year. Maybe not quite as dynamic offensively, but certainly they've got the goaltending and the defense to take another run at winning the Eastern Conference and the Western Hockey League Championship.
You mentioned Medicine Hat and the Gavin McKenna thing, and obviously he's the biggest prize free agent of all, with the most NIL money. But Willie Desjardins. He's a good Sasky guy. If there's anybody that you could pick to kind of have to deal with a catastrophic roster turnover like that, is Willie kind of the guy built for it to be like, all right, let's not panic. We got this. We're going to be okay. I've seen some stuff.
Oh, yeah, he's seen a lot of stuff. And absolutely, I think he's a very good person to be in command of the Medicine Hat franchise and try and navigate them through what they're going to go through this year. So I have full confidence that Medicine Hat will be a very good team and will give people all kinds of troubles before all is said and done in the 2025-26 season. I will say this about the Gavin McKenna situation. A lot of people are grousing about the fact that, how could he do that? And why would he leave? Well, there's 700,000 good reasons for it, A. But B, does he really have anything left to prove at this level of hockey? He's done everything. No. He has led the league in scoring. He has, he's been able to lead his team to a championship. They came within a couple of goals of winning the whole ball of wax in the Memorial Cup. He doesn't have anything to prove anymore at this level, so let him move on. The only bad thing about it is is that when his name is called first overall in the NHL draft next June, it won't be as a member of the Medicine Hat Tigers of the Western Hockey League. It's going to be as a member of the Penn State Nittany Lions from U.S. college hockey in the NCAA. That's the only bad thing about it. And trust me, at the league level, they don't like that, but he doesn't have anything to prove and doesn't owe this league anything.
It's an interesting point you bring up that he doesn't have anything left to prove, that he's done, other than win the Memorial Cup, he's done it all. He's still going to have a shot at World Juniors with Team Canada. That isn't eliminated. This is maybe a personal opinion I'm asking you on this NCAA thing. How long do you think till this kind of washes out and we know where everybody's how it's all going to work out? Because right now we got a whole bunch of balls in the air and we don't know what we're juggling.
Yeah, and I think it's still going to take a little while. I'm curious to see what happens come Christmas time. There are some young guys who are not 20 years old, who are graduated high school, are 18, 19, and made the jump to the NCAA this year, and they're going to find out in a big hurry. I think. I'm no expert on this, but I really believe. I'll go back to my own university experience. I went for 2 years, got 1 year's worth of credit, and majored in the Umzu pub and minored at the Manitoban newspaper way back when in the late 70s. These kids are being exposed to something that they have never dealt with before. There's the university life, A, and B, the whole idea you're playing hockey against guys who are 23, 24 years old in some instances. Are you getting the ice time? Are you the number one center? Are you on the first power play unit? Probably not, unless you're really special like McKenna. So are you happy at Christmas time that you've sat out maybe a couple of weekends, that all the promises that were made to you maybe aren't coming to fruition? Maybe they are, maybe they won't. We'll see if there's going to be some guys making their way back with tails between their legs, or they're going to stick it out and they'll find a way to make it work for themselves. If they do, good on them. I'll give them full credit, but I fully expect to see there will be some decommitments at some point in time, if not at Christmas time, then at the end of this season, and you'll see even some guys who have committed and haven't yet gone saying, maybe I'll wait another year or two before I take that jump down south.
Very, very interesting. I agree with you 100% on that, by the way. I'm totally on the same page as you.
Yeah.
That was a very Saskatchewan term we heard growing up from mom and dad, that if you ever went to university, you're not graduating at Christmas. And that still is applicable, I think, how many decades later?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So you're around a sports franchise and team and bonds and unity, and it's the culture and it's the group. Let's go 5 hours northeast or northwest to Edmonton and the Connor McDavid word salads and all of this, and nothing's going to get done. Do you think, in your professional opinion, this distraction and sideshow will only hurt them as the season goes on and on and on and on? Because unless he signs or says, I ain't coming back, this thing is going to be its own three-ring circus off to the side.
Well, it'll be a circus off to the side, but it'll be a circus that is made, for the most part, by the zealous media types who are going to want to keep bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up. Yeah. And the Oilers will get sick and tired of it. And in my mind, in my heart, as much as I would love, believe me, I am one of the few people around this province who don't like the Edmonton Oilers at all, being from Winnipeg. That's the bad news, the Edmonton Oilers. However, I really, in the end, think that he will sign an extension with the Edmonton Oilers, and it'll be a done deal, and everything will be wonderful in central Alberta, I guess you'd call it, northern Alberta. But the capital will be fine, and McDavid will be there, and the Oilers will win their Stanley Cup somewhere along the line with him in the lineup. I never fear. I don't think this is something that's going to get too terribly off the rails, if you will.
We are on the same page on everything today. Holy smokes. I agree with you on that 100% as well. Maybe it's because we're closer in age than we think. That could be.
There you go.
Tell us who you vote. Just tell us who you voted for in all the past 3 elections, and then we'll wrap it up from here. Les, safe travels tomorrow on the bus to Prince Albert. As the Blades will kick off another season. And as a kid who grew up in Saskatoon, are we ever going to win a Memorial Cup? Because that's the one thing that we don't have. That's the one thing that keeps my hope alive, to be like, maybe this is our year. Maybe not.
Maybe. I don't know. I'd like to think so. I don't know. We just got a new 3-year contract with the radio station here. if you don't mind me saying, CJWW in Saskatoon. 3 more years. Will it happen in the next 3 years? I'd like to think so, but we'll see.
Sharky, call your bookie. As always, Les, appreciate it. Have a great afternoon.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Les.
It's a futures bet.
Okay.